Hey everybody, Steve-O here. So while the world's going into crazy virusy oblivion, I thought I'd go through my cupboard and pull out some old sim racing equipment. And out came the old trusty G29 by Logitech that I had connected to my PS4 when I first got back into sim racing about 2.5 years ago. I thought I'd give a few thoughts because there's a lot of people getting into sim racing now with all the craziness of e-racing at the moment, of race drivers, real life race drivers having competitions with YouTube content creators. Sorry, I'm tripping over my words here. And also esports drivers is starting to gain a lot of momentum, which is really great for us. It's a silver lining in a bad situation. So I thought a lot of people are trying to find a cheap entry point into getting into racing. And as we all know, the Logitech G series is a great place to start. So I thought I'd give a few thoughts on it. And this is just my personal opinion, of course. And let's play a few games and I'll show you some of the mods that I've put through this as well that were quite cheap. And I hope it really just gives you another opinion and another side of why you should get into this awesome hobby. All right, let's do it. So moving on to the wheel now, the setup I've always been really impressed with, and I've found with a couple of the Thrustmaster wheels that they're a little bit lacking in the button department. And kudos to Logitech for their button layout, because the wheel is quite small, even though it's very comfortable for a small wheel. The button layout is set out like a normal controller, so it's quite easy to get all your functions. You've got a setup knob there, all your share option and your PlayStation buttons, all nice and easy. Your top paddle buttons are all there. It's just so well set out. Moving around onto the shifters, really being impressed as well. Logitech have nailed the sequential shifters. They're quite stiff, responsive. I'd love it if they had a bit more of a positive click sound, but they're just really comfortable. I've never had one issue with them in the year or so that I was using this G29 before I moved on to Thrustmaster gear. Okay, so moving on to the pedals now. These also come with the kit, and for what they are, again, they're actually quite impressive. The only problem that I found with them was that the pedal action was way too soft. The spring system wasn't strong enough. So some smart fellas or ladies from GTI.com do upgrade springs. So I've installed those into these, and it gives them this really good, solid feel. Just extra springs on the throttle. The clutch is really good now. It's just impressive. For that little bit of extra cash, you can get yourself a really good solid pedal set to get started out in sim racing. And if you're just running like I did when I first started with this screen on my desk, comes with this built in underneath. So when you stick it to carpet, it just grips onto the carpet. I then moved on to a next level GT Ultimate Racing stand, which just gave a little bit more angle. So after a while, I did get some wood and I did sort of lift it a little bit higher under my desk because I felt they were sitting a little too flat. But again, that's just all home cheap mods. And again, good little setup. Logitech nails it. All right, so here we are in Project Cars 2 on PS4 Pro. Just a little disclaimer about my shifter. It doesn't have the original shifting knob. I found it was too small for my weird hands. So I went to Super Cheap Auto in Australia and just bought $20 bigger shifter knob. It's a bit taller, fits a bit better in my hand. So let's check out Project Cars 2. Oh man, they've really pulled up there. So I just want to keep it short because I don't want to be harping on for ages about this shit. It's a great little shifter for what it is. And let's try it now with the little mod that I've made. So by taking this off, I put 2 screws in the side here. Give it a couple of twists. Pull it over the top of the knob of your shifting stick. And then give it a couple more twists. It's just using a basic O-ring. Push it all down and then pull this big, grip this big thing in your right hand as hard as you can. I'm sure all you blokes have had practice of that once or twice in your life. And twist him straight on there, and then bam, you've got yourself a sequential shifter and a handbrake. You just map it to gear 4 for a handbrake and map it to gear 3 and 4 for a sequential shifter in Project Cars or whatever sim you're racing in. So let's give it a go.
left side.
Oh.
Nice one, you're clear. Half length behind.
And then we move on to rally racing. In Dirt Rally 2.0, I like to play. You map your handbrake to gear 4, and you've got yourself a little bam bam, little handbrake. It has no feel or anything to it, but hey, it's there, and it's pretty good for pretty much the price of an O-ring and 2 screws. So let's check him out. Let's do some little skiddies. Grab this pole. So yeah, so it's good having that there if you're driving a car with sequential. And that's how it all begins. Next minute, you're buying a Logitech G29. Next minute, there's more boxes arriving to your house. You're wondering why your bank account's going down so fast. Next minute, you're pouring cheap wine down your gullet like it's fucking going out of fashion. And then more boxes arrive. Then you realize after all the thousands of dollars that you spent, you've only just bought a little bit of a mid-plus rig, and then you start looking at direct drive wheels and PCs and triple screens, and then all the while your wife's about to leave you and your kids are going, Daddy, come and play with me. Nah, just kidding. So the last thing I just want to talk about quickly was the force feedback. It's very small, of course, the cheapest system, but Logitech have done well enough with what they got to at least give you enough feel. You can't have it set too high or it starts to clip, starts to knock, but it's good enough to get you through, and you're going to feel everything you need to feel in the road to get into racing. So I hope this opinion, it's just my simple opinion, of course, as a pleb, I really hope that it gives you another insight into getting into sim racing, and on the cheap. These little things are great, connect straight to your desk, and it's a great way to start. And I really hope that you get into it because there's so much out there and the community's amazing. Everyone is so nice all the time, extremely helpful. Just get onto any Facebook groups, YouTube groups, follow some content creators on YouTube, and enjoy. So if you have any questions, don't be afraid to ask me. I'll do my best to answer. And yeah, we'll have a chat and join us. See you out on the track. See you later.